Hey, what is up guys? I'm Dreadful here, and in today's video, we're going to be looking over at the Middle Nursefather Outis, which, uh, already, when I was, loading up these images to go ahead and look at, it's already, insane. That's the best thing I can say. But, without any further ado, though, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so smell of blood and fire, identity counts as burn and bleed, of course. We pretty much knew that Matthias was going to be burn and bleed. If the sword is either first seal removed or second seal removed, skills that inflict bleed are now considered as skills that both inflict burn and bleed. Okay. Oh, we got Saikai again for the middle. Okay. But though, to be fair though, this is with this is for Blade of House of Spiders Ryoshu. So essentially, so Ryoshu will get entanglement, less damage, and whenever she gets hit, she'll gain offense level up. Okay. And then we have Lavatane, which is a sealed sword. Uh, Obviously, it'll be sealed, and then with each seal that is removed, she'll gain Rising Fever, corresponding to the unsealing stage. Depending on the conditions, she'll lose it. Upon using Stamp of Vengeance skill, you lose stack, okay, and you can activate it via counter. And then at a certain stack of Envy A Resonance, you also lose it, okay. At Rising Stack, use Time to Unpack as an unopposed skill. Okay. If this unit failed to use it, use it in the next turn, okay? Well, this unit has Sealed Sword, and this then uses it regardless of HP, okay. Gain Ridiculous Grit, and if she's staggered, recover from stagger, so unstaggerable, and gain middle grudge. And depending on how much she has, it'll go ahead and use Stamp of Vengeance or complete and total extermination on the bottom, or on the skill, those leftmost skill slots that are basically your first skill, or the first, little skill thing, and it'll always be the bottom row. That's been pretty much, what it has been. This effect does not activate if either it's already in the effective slot, okay. So pretty much as standard. Parenting, if Ishmael is along the field, if she wins the clash, gain Check This Out Kiddo. And on hit using gain Check This Out Kiddo, but it doesn't gain it if there's guard coins, okay. Affects only Ishmael. She'll get I God Praised. If the skill that hit was a skill 3, activate as a counter, gain additional of it. Does not gain it if it's cracked coins, of course. Alright, so thanks, kiddo. If she has Levitate, when an ally that has less than a certain percentage of HP loses a clash against an enemy, use Good Girl, your sacrifice for the family won't be forgotten. And that's the corresponding to Ishmael. Because I'm assuming with Heathcliff and Marcel, this will be different, I think so, at least. It'll be funny if that skill here is applying to those two as well. Ishmael has a percentage conditional instead of X%, okay? And if the skill is killed an ally in the middle, gain NB damage up. If the skill killed Ishmael, gain Avenging My Family next turn. Avenging My Family when you're the one that sacrificed her, okay. Special clause, apply Vengeance Mark. Book of Vengeance. Gain Middle Grudge for every resonance, NB resonance. Gain Middle Grudge when this unit is hit by another unit's skill. And when Ishmael is also hit. If the conditions are met, gain uh, This unit and Ishmael doesn't get hit, so it'll have to be the other middle members. And then, or House of Spider's ally. Okay. And this unit gains middle grudge. If the target has vengeance mark, gain more of it. Gain vengeance tattoo. Great sister crossed off. Every time this unit consumes middle grudge. The fact only applies to House of Spiders Ishmael when is hit by Ishmael also gains middle grudge. Someone mess with the family? This is the support passive. Allies that equip counter skills gain damage up and protection, and if it's from the middle, NB damage up and protection instead. Okay. So let's move on to like her little like charge passives, I guess. Bug of Vengeance, High Spiders, we pretty much knew that was gonna happen. Middle Grudge, we already saw, and then Vengeance Tattoo, Great Sister being crossed off, which we did see. Check this out, kiddo, I got praised, and ridiculous great. So we've all seen all this. So it's this right side that we'll have to look at, but I will still go over it anyways. Against units that have this effect, Outis and Ishmael heal SP. Outis gains more grudge, and if she gets hit on using a skill. On hit using a skill, Ishmael also gains middle grudge, and then expires turn after end. If target has more vengeance mark, of course, more damage. Gain final power for base skill for every stack. Envy skills and blood skills deal more damage for every stack. Check this out, kiddo. It's basically for Ishmael. Reduced to when this unit is hit by X skills at X stacks, so base skills gain final power. Oh, okay. Blood skills deal more damage for every stack. And then I got praised, which is for Ishmael. Reduced when this unit is hit. At X, base skills gain final power, and the blood skills deal more damage for every stack. And then ridiculous grits. For any attack type resistance that exceed normal to normal. So you're telling me that... So, just to preface, Matthias Outis is going to be Pierce Fatal. Because she is following off of, like, actual Matthias. Because Project Moon, I don't even think Project Moon's going to change her weaknesses. And so, because Ishmael is Pierce Fatal, and Kira in that fight was also Pierce Fatal, and it was the same case with Matthias. And so, essentially, what it seems like is that with these double quotation marks, it seems like whenever she has ridiculous grit, that Pierce Fatal becomes Pierce normal. So that could mean that for Mirror Dungeon runs, you don't really need to use Ashen Blessing, though I still advise using it because it does give protection. Because if I recall, I think it gives like 2 to 4, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, no, I think it's 2. I think it's 2. But yeah. On Clash Win, heal an additional Clash count at SP times X SP. If this unit lost SP due to its skill effects, deal more damage. Next turn using base skills and then lose a stack. Alright, and then we got Sealed Sword. Gain haste. Blunt base skills deal more damage for every blade. On final coin hit, using base skills, if the target has a certain amount of bleed, deal that percentage of the coin's final damage as blood damage. And first seal removed, it's now going to apply burn and bleed. Second seal is the same, it seems. Oh no, second seal is where it's slash damage, and then Lavatain is pierce damage. Okay. And then replace the unit's base skills with Lavatain exclusive skills. then avenging my family, of course, we saw that, base skills, or NV base skills gain more final damage, and base skills gain final power. Then Rising Fever loses when meeting one of these conditions, using Stamp of Vengeance, including activation via counter, and at turn end after activating Envy Resonance, and then obviously uses Time to Unpack skill. Right then, let's go on to her skills. Yippee! Which I think if I just zoom out, you can see that she has quite a lot. So let's first start off with her base skills first, and then we'll look at the other ones as we go along. So stomping, of course, this is what we saw. Uh, Obviously, she's Burn and Bleed, so at a certain Burn and Bleed threshold, she's gonna gain at least 2 coin power, I assume. And if she has Lava Taint, it'll use the others. I think it uses this one. Yep. And convert coin 2 as an unbreakable if she has Vengeance Tattoo. Bleed count raises the stagger threshold. And inflict bleed. And also if she has the Vengeance Tattoo, it shall inflict bind. Alright, skill 2. Gain coin power for every burn bleed on target, so nothing new there. If it's Lava Taint, it'll activate this skill here. Gain offense level equal to the highest resonance divided by X, so basically she's going to be like heavily envy anyways, so I'm expecting a lot of envy skills. Convert the skills as coins equal to, beginning with coin 3, so depending on how much Vengeance Tattoo she has, it could be all of these coins go unbreakable. If this unit is at first seal or second seal removed, inflict burn by the base amount of bleed the skill inflicts on coin hit, gain aggro. Bleed bind, bleed paralyze, and bleed. The Middle Vengeance Tattoo, it'll deal lens damage of the coin's final damage, and then Stamp of Vengeance. Gain final power for every bleed burn, and then coin power for every Envy Resonance. If this unit has Lava Taint, activate complete and total extermination. The skill gains offense level equal to highest resonance. Yep. Same with Vengeance Tattoo with final power. Convert the coin 3 into unbreakable, depending on how much Vengeance Tattoo she has, and it'll probably be all unbreakable unless you want to cheat with fire. First seal, second seal, remove, obviously inflicts burn with the base amount of bleed that the skill inflicts. Consume all middle grudge on self, and if this skill was activated as a counter, gain blend damage next turn. Bleed, bleed count, bleed, and then bleed count. And so we go over here now, because down here is actually a other skill. So we have I'll gut you like a fish. I can't believe she's going to gut Ishmael, guys. And this is obviously for Lava Taint, so coin power, of course, for burn and bleed. Offense level equal to highest resonance divided by X, so pretty much the same that we're seeing so far. And if she has Vengeance Tattoo, she'll inflict an additional bleed on coin hit, so that's the first difference right there. And then gain burn equal to the number of coins in this skill. Okay, so. And then she'll lose SP. Inflict bleed count, raises stagger threshold, burn and burn count. And then if there's Vengeance Tattoo, I didn't paralyze. 2-2. Gain final power for burn and bleed. Offense level equal to whatever resonance you have. aggro to the skill slot's next turn. Gain burn equal to the number of coins in the skill, so it'll be 5. Lose SP. Burn, bleed, burn count, burn, bleed count, and then bind and paralyze. 3-2, so I know, another 5 coin skill. Final power for burn and bleed, and then more damage for burn and bleed. Offense level equal to highest resonance, of course. Vengeance tattoo gained coin power, and bleed potency on coin hit to the enemy. Gain burn equal to himself 5. Lose SP, consume all middle grudge on self. If this unit is activated as a counter, then gain blend damage up. Burn count, bleed, and then deals slash damage equal to burn plus bleed on target, and then of the coins is final damage. So which is the third coin, and then the fourth coin will do bleed count, and then the same thing with the fourth, with just like the third coin slash damage, and then the fifth coin does pierce and blunt damage equal to burn and bleed count on the target as the final damage. And then rule violation, at a certain, like, in the eras, it'll use Stamp of Vengeance or Complete and Total Extermination as counter. Gain X% of missing HP as shield, inflict bleed, and then lowers the stagger threshold. And then we have the Killing Seal. So, obviously, so it can't be reused, of course, but let's be honest. I think it would have been a little bit weird if it could. I mean, it's the same story with, like, Blade of House of Spiders Ryoshu. Gain final power and deal more damage for every Vengeance tattoo on self. If Ishmael's there, deal more damage. Consume all middle grudge and gain middle grudge. If a targeted allied is killed, gain the middle grudge. If target's blunt resistance is below normal, treat it as normal. Burn count, bleed, and bleed count, and then deal blunt damage equal to X% of this coin's final damage. Okay. This identity, without a doubt, was a lot more than I was expecting. Because, goddamn, she is a lot to unpack, and to be fair, Matthias was also the same with his mechanic. But yeah, very excited to see how this identity will play out. The only question I will say that I have at the moment is how does the Lavatain charge, how, like, frequent is it, is the question. Because they didn't really give us that all too well. But regardless, I'm expecting this identity to be cracked regardless. And like I said with the fatalities, she's going to be Pierce Fatal. Like, I don't see Project Moon pulling a slash on her. I think Matthias Outis is Pierce Fatal. And yeah, it's going to be fun seeing Mirror Dungeon solos of her when she finally comes out. And yeah, it'll also be interesting to see how she'll correspond with the Line 6 gameplay. But yeah, without any further ado, though, that's going to do it for me. Make sure to also like and subscribe, and I will see you guys later. See ya.